folks, and welcome to Telling Tinder Tales, the podcast where the search for love often goes wrong, dates get strange, but the one thing we can be sure of is you will have a good laugh about it, with me, Chris O'Neill.
And me, who's had 3 Coke Zeros today, Thomasin Lockwood, sponsor us. So every episode we invite a guest on from somewhere in the world, and they come on and tell us their dating tale, and then me and Chris ask them some questions about it.
And who have we got this week?
So this week we have Anaïs Gralpois. Beautiful name. Oh my goodness. Anaïs, welcome. Where are you from? Where are you calling from? Where's the name from? Tell me everything.
Okay, well, I'm calling from London, North London specifically. And the name is French, so I'm half French, but also half American. So I'm not Canadian, unfortunately.
Love. And to our international listeners, you'd think the distinction of North London might be a bit unusual, but actually there's a bit of a divide from North London to South London, isn't there? Did you find that weird when you first got here?
Oh, absolutely. One of my best friends lives in South London. So I kind of discovered that people thought that was weird, that we were best friends. And I was like, well, my favorite play growing up was Romeo and Juliet. So if enemies to lovers can be a thing in friendship or in love, then that's fine with me. So
this is it. North London, South London dating, that is long distance.
Right.
Exactly.
Across the chasm.
And whereabouts in America?
I'm from Seattle.
No north, south divide in Seattle?
Not really. We're just kind of, Pacific Northwesty vibes. We're kind of granola, I always joke we're like horny, depressed people because it's like the home of Twilight and Grey's Anatomy and 50 Shades of Grey. So it's like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never knew there was a connection.
Yeah. It's always raining.
I never knew there was a connection between Grey's Anatomy and 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, we found it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The kind of crowd that might like Wuthering Heights,
Okay. So, Anaïs, you've been dating in London. Does it differ from back home?
Yes. Well, I only dated for like a year when I was back home. So I got a little bit of a taste, but yeah, it's a very different vibe because obviously dating Americans versus dating British people is very, very different kind of vibes in terms of people are a lot more repressed over here.
Oh.
And so it takes time to get, comfortable to like open up versus I kind of open up very quickly, which I think can be intimidating, I find, from other people's perspectives.
Yeah. I mean, you must have it tenfold for me, but as an extrovert in Britain, sometimes I say things and people are looking at me like, why are you telling me this? And I'm like, well, I just feel, and they're like, no, don't tell me how you feel. When I ask, how are you? I don't really want to know.
It's the same vibe for me.
Great. Well, look, I'm really looking forward to hearing your tale today. So whenever you're ready, tell us the story.
Cool. So this was like a few years ago. I was kind of in that stage of life where I was dating a bunch of people all at once. And
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
It's just Chris is pulling the weirdest face, and I can see our producer trying to get his attention. I know, but she got my attention instead.
She got my attention too, and I was like, mouth.
You'll have to buy some signage.
So listener
Lucy.
at home, like, it's like, it was almost like a curled crying baby lip, but I don't know if that's just your thinking face.
I'll go back to the beginning again. I'll smile, fuck it.
He's thinking about Grey's Anatomy, like, series 3 finale.
It'd be a worse face thinking about 50 Shades of Grey, but that's a different issue.
Different faces for different things.
Do you want to ask that question again, Thomas?
Anais, please. The floor truly is yours now. Let's hear your tale.
Okay, so it was, once again so basically it was a few years ago. I was kind of in that era of just dating around. I used to say I was like dating half of London. I was just kind of exploring my options, and I ended up on a dating app called Field. And I ended up on a date with a guy from Wales, and he had dated Americans before, but a lot of them had been like Trumpy, like Trump supporters. Oh. And I was like, well, I'm a Bernie girl, so let's see how this one goes. very different vibes. And he drank a lot. And I am competitive, so I thought I'll match him. So pint for pint. So we got very, very drunk. I ended up back at his place. He ordered takeaway. When I say it was his place, his dad technically had the place, but his dad was back in Wales. So it was our place for the night. Okay. And anyways, I broke a plate. My clothes ended up on the ground. We were in the shower making out. And it got saucy. And then he pushed me back and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Okay, consent. Love that." But it turns out he had blood all over his chest.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, "Oh my God, am I on my period?" I wasn't.
That is a girl's first fear, though. When they're like, "Oh, it's coming from me." No.
I was like, where else would this blood come from? But then because we were drunk and wanting to get it on, we just continued and got into his bed, making out some more. And then he pushed me back again. He's like, "No, seriously, are you okay?" And there was more blood on his chest. And we realized I'd cracked my head open. And I don't know how I did it. I still to this day don't know. He doesn't remember. We go to his kitchen. He's like, I'm 5'3", so I'm really short. And he's like over 6 foot. So he's really tall. So he's like looking over the top of my head, like inspecting it. And I'm just like, oh, this is so great. I'm going to tell this story at our wedding. I'm going to tell our future kids this story. Yeah. And he looks and he goes, "Yeah, I don't think you need to go into A&E. It looks fine." And I trust this man with my life, apparently. And so I just go, "Yeah, sure." Go into bed with him, sleep. The next day, I leave his place at like midday and call my flatmate up, who to this day, she's like one of my best friends. I tell her what's happened. She starts screaming down the phone, "Get yourself to A&E. You're such an idiot." And so I go to A&E. They check my head. I have luckily no concussion. But they did diagnose me with being a dumb bitch. So that was basically about it.
And it's terminal.
It's terminal and never heard from that guy again. Shockingly.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. What a story.
Yeah. Right. Thomasin, you go first.
Well, I'm just astounded with the amount of horniness this man felt that, he can see your head bleeding and... his thought is to occasionally check in and like, you okay? You sure? Okay, great, let's carry on. Like, I think, I guess I'm just like baffled by his lack of urgency to a head injury. Not just yours, you were both there. Yeah.
I mean, I could have, in a kind of dark way, I could have died, because you're not supposed to sleep potentially on a head injury. But he was totally cool with going like, "Yeah, sleep in my bed.
I'll risk manslaughter, sure."
Yeah.
And did he even check in, being like, "Hey, are you okay?"
He gave me his Udi to wear the next day, which is like that big...
What is an Udi?
Blanket. It's like a blanket... gown that you can wear. It's like a robe, but you wear it he let me wear that the next day for while he was working from home. So I got to stay. He eventually kicked me out, but I did really overstay my welcome.
I'm just
smashing up more plates.
Gobsmacked. At what point, and dare I ask, at what point did the bleeding stop?
See, this is the thing I don't really remember. I just remember him looking at the top of my head, checking it out. And I was just oh my God, this is the one. I don't know why. I think it must have been the head injury. But I was like, oh, he's just checking in. He's so, attentive. That's such a good quality. I didn't see it as a red flag that we didn't go to A&E immediately.
Wow.
I was like, he wants me to sleep over. That's great.
I quite literally lost words. And you say he didn't contact you again?
No, we sort of messaged, but it was one of those, the light, it's slowly he's ghosting you. He's responding to your messages, but it's he's not asking to meet up. He's not really asking how you are anymore. It's very he'll just respond if you ask a question.
Ha 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 ha. I went to A&E in the end, lol.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like, oh, cool.
Did you take the Udi?
No, sadly not. I didn't take anything, which is, I think I've learned my lesson is take things.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And do you have any theories as to how it got, like, were you being quite, like, rough with the making out? Maybe you hit your head on a tile? Do you think it happened when you broke the plate and you, like, leant over to pick it up and hit your head? Like, what are the theories?
Well, my theory is, like, potentially when we got in the shower, maybe I got, like, we were just holding each other and then, like, I smacked myself on the side. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or, maybe when I bent down to pick up, but I don't know if I picked up the plate. Like, it was such a blur. But then I thought surely he would remember when I hit my head. But he claimed, he was like, no idea how that happened.
Maybe he wasn't looking at the top of your head, to be fair.
Yeah, probably. I think he was focused on other bits of the evening.
Naked in the shower, like, oh, let's start from the top. Like,
To be absolutely clear, he was in a position, shall we say, to carry on after you went back to bed.
Yes.
wow. And maybe your body's just was having an allergic reaction to a man who don't care.
Maybe. I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
You met on field. You said that there were quite a few people, Americans on there, who were Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
That seems amazing to me. I would have just assumed they were all devout Christians who support Trump.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I don't even know if he met them on field or if he like somehow ended up on a date with them. But I just remember really intensely that he said this at the beginning where he's like, yeah. Because I was like, I'm like, have you been on a date with an American before? He's like, yeah, but they were like Trump supporters. And I was like, so weird. It was like such a weird thing to like say. And also kind of like, it wasn't like he was bragging, but he was sort of. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a different vibe, my guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I also feel like, you know, London's a very cosmopolitan place. I know quite a few Americans here, and I have yet to meet an IRL Trump supporter that lived in London. I mean, maybe I'm just not hanging around in the same circles, but I just find it strange that that's what he was attracting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
I wonder if
care.
it could have been like tourists, you know, that like go on the dating apps. That's probably because, I mean, he never contacted me again. So I'm guessing he wasn't really in for the long-term game of, you know, love. Yeah, bless him.
And was he annoyed when you broke the plate?
No, he was just like...
He was... Thomasin, he was horny,
He was just
Thomasin.
focused on me getting into that shower. Yeah.
Breaking
I don't
news.
think...
Nothing was going to stop him getting you.
I don't even think we cleaned up the plate until the morning. I think it was there in the morning, still broken on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris, have you ever had any major injuries on date? Anything come to mind?
No, I did have an incident when my son was being born in that I slipped and fell and hit my head. And I ended up, actually, technically, I'm probably one of the few men who has ever been admitted to a maternity hospital. And it was my first child, and I arrived into work the following day with a very large black eye, which is not a great look. But the nurses, in fairness, were quite clear to check if I had a head injury. Now, my wife then did go into elevated blood pressure and emergency, etc., but and I had disappeared from beside her. I think the hospital were just glad I didn't sue them, basically. Anyway, yeah, that's my closest interaction. That's much later in the process, shall we say, when that happens.
I was probably hoping for that kind of later reaction with my Welsh man, you know, because I was expecting a beautiful life together. And then he could have cracked his head open and then that would have been full circle.
True. Yeah. It's just...
I'm not judging him. I mean, I'm judging him for other
Oh,
things,
go on, judge him.
I'm not judging only because I feel like, Anais, if the shoe had been on the other foot, if you were on a date with, like, you know, this Welsh man, I'm assuming you wanted to get in that shower just as much as he did, and his head starts bleeding, and you make, you know, the assumption of, I think it's fine. We don't need to go to the hospital. Let's carry on. Like, do you think you would have in that situation?
I'm not great with blood, personally.
So you're like, the date's over, get out.
I would probably be like, I overreact and I'm dramatic. And so I probably would have been like, you're bleeding. Oh my God, we got to go. We got to go to the hospital.
Okay.
I think I would panic for them and it would probably be fine. But I think it's just, head injuries are like a lot of blood comes out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, I didn't see myself, right? I just saw the blood on his chest, which was quite a lot. And I don't know, maybe he had a blood kink that we discovered that night, I don't know what he's up to now. I don't know if this is like a thing that he's now fully developed. Can't speak.
But you did say you were on field.
Yes.
So do you happen to remember what his preferences were as expressed on field?
Well, I think it was a very like basic, classic straight white guy kind of like, yeah, I'm down to meet girls and maybe have a threesome if that happens. Like kind of,
Yeah.
the like
You're
really
bisexual, great.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, yeah, like if the girls could be bisexual, that would be fine with me. Kind of, energy. But I don't think it was anything particularly fascinating.
I'm just trying to even work out the physical thing. You were bleeding from the head and you only noticed it when it got to his chest.
Yes.
But he was very tall.
Yeah.
Which meant, there still should have been more on your face or on your neck or something.
You would
The
think,
shower must have been washing it away, though.
I think so.
Maybe.
It got mostly on him. That's what I remember. It was mostly all over his chest.
Okay.
Have you ever told this story during a stand-up routine? Because you're a comedian.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And how did the audience react to the story?
Horrified. Yeah, every time. My mom has also heard this story and also horrified. She just likes knowing that I'm okay now. So I think whenever I tell a story where something like bad has happened to me, she's like, as long as like you're okay now, then she's fine. But it was, it could be sometimes like shocking for parents, especially to be like.
When you got to you brought yourself to A&E. When you got there, did they stitch you up or?
She just like looked at the top and was like, well, the good thing is it's just a bunch of dry blood up there. But she was like, I would recommend a shower to wash out. There's dry blood up there. And I was like, all right, that is great news.
Another shower.
Yeah. And a less sexy shower, if some will say. And I got home and my flatmate was like, what did she say? She's a good egg. She just sees my dumb mistakes and goes, what are we doing here?
And this housemate, does she often sort of get the tea on your all your dating adventures?
She's in a relationship with another woman, and they're like the power lesbian couple. They're like my moms. They are younger than me, but they are wiser than me in many ways. They're incredible. But particularly that housemate, like she's been there through every step. She's been through my situationship breakup where I was nonstop crying in the flat.
Oh, those ones hurt the most. Tell me why.
It's always the worst. It's disgusting. She's been through like my ukulele stage where I thought, learning the ukulele would be a good idea. I will say this is the funniest story. So I was learning to play it. We shared like our wall was like separating us. And she was having sex with her girlfriend next door. And I was playing the ukulele.
Like somewhere.
But it was untuned because I can't tune.
Oh, no.
So she stopped having sex with her girlfriend, put clothes on, came into my room to tune it so she could go back to having sex with her girlfriend in peace.
You know what, though? That's how, like, this is a friend for life. Because a lot of people were going to be like, stop that. And the fact that she went in and was like, let me help you tune it.
Tune this
back and love my partner. Like I just think that's a woman who knows how to compromise, a woman who knows how to support.
Yeah.
And I love her.
Yeah, she's great. She's like a true icon.
Have you ever serenaded anyone on any dates with that ukulele?
Luckily, no. But I did date a guy who was a former musician. And I did make him serenade me once, except he did the thing. It was really clever because these musician types are very clever. He did that thing where he would play the chords, but then he would let me strum.
Ah, that is romantic.
Yeah.
Those musicians, darn them all.
I know.
So, you talk about that one wall in between you and your housemate. I mean, I feel a bit bad now for like making fun of your date for living with his daddy, but I'm like, well, at least he had his own place, because I imagine, having dates over and your housemate having her partner over, that can always be a bit awkward about who gets the date night.
Unless you're really chaotic and you just both have date night and you can drown the sound out.
Oh, they cancel each other out.
Yeah, although, yeah. If the guy is good, sometimes they don't like making noise.
Yeah, until they, yeah.
Yeah. And even then, they're just like, not even breathing. That's a weird one. Where it's like, you can breathe. I think it'll be more enjoyable if you do.
Why
for
are
a
you
second.
holding your breath?
You're not a fish,
Yeah. Deep plunge.
I have a slightly different question for you. I mean, given your experience with a man who was going to let you bleed to death while concussed, right? And the excellent modelling behaviour of your housemate who's gay, why are you still sticking with men?
Well, the thing is I'm bisexual, and as a bisexual girl, it's really tough to date women because the lesbians don't want to date you because you've dated men, and they do judge it, which is fine. I get it. And then so it's just bisexual girls dating each other until they end up getting their boyfriend. Usually, I'm not to say there are exceptions to this rule, but that's usually how I find it going.
I did date a lesbian, but they were slightly older, and like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, it was a very different dynamic. But yeah, it is tricky, right?
It's harder, and I've realized, like, even on Hinge, like, actually that housemate, I was asking for her advice because I went on Hinge and I matched with this girl, and I was like, I wrote, "You're so cute." She's like, "You're so cute too." And my friend went, "You're never getting the date. You just buried it in the sand right there. You can't do that because you just cuted each other out, and you need to like ask a girl out immediately." Because she'll have a girlfriend by next week. So you have to really like get in there quickly.
Well, this is the whole dating approach to women versus men is very different.
Men it's totally different. Yeah.
And it gave me a new appreciation though, because like I hadn't realized like how terrifying women are. Like, I mean, they're terrifying in a different way. You date a man, it's like, you're going to kill me. But you go on a date with a woman, it's like, you're going to judge my very existence and be right. Like. Yeah,
they're usually right about everything, and they're more enjoyable to speak to. They have a little bit more of like emotional intelligence, right off the bat. They'll buy you gifts really early on. Like, I went on 2 dates with this one girl. She was late to one date, so she bought me like presents.
Presents?
Like, yeah, several. Yeah.
Well, that's why she was dead. She was stopping to buy presents.
And, it was the dream. And then versus like guys, you can chat to them for ages and never meet up with them, but they'll follow you on Instagram and like fire react to your gym selfies like 6 years down the line. And you're like, who's that? And you're like, oh, it was Jake from Hinge like 3 years ago. Still a fan.
But honestly, I'm kind of like, well, good for you, Jay. You reached the stars. But wow. But thank you for sharing that, though. That's really very insightful.
Yeah, every time I hear these stories, I'm consistently amazed that all women are not lesbians and that the human race doesn't die out. Like, rationally.
Chris over here, like, I wish I was a lesbian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do understand that they form relationships very quickly, though. That's my other. There's the cliche about, they meet first date.
I mean, I do kind of love that, though. I do love it. I'm just like, let's move fast. Because like most of my relationships have been like 3 to 4 months long, but they felt like my last ex, within I want to say like a month, we acted like a married couple. Like, I kid you not. We had a nighttime routine. He'd be like, you go do your skincare, then I'll go do mine. I'll text people back. So I might not be back for half an hour. We were watching Love on the Spectrum together. And then, no, for real. And then when we'd turn the light off, he'd like lean over, kiss me, and then turn away and sleep. And then we'd wake up, and there was a routine, and it had been like a month of us dating. And it was like, as if like, and I remember telling my friends about it, and they're like, are you married? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I'm living the dream, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I lived the dream speaking to you today. It's always fabulous having a guest on, especially a fellow bisexual woman knows the struggle. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Been great having you on, Nice. Thanks for reaching out and telling your tale. Have you any final thoughts before you head off?
No final thoughts, except for I am doing a show.
Ooh, tell us more.
At Camden Fringe Festival, August 7th through 9th at the Lion and Unicorn at 7 p.m. It's called Don't Look at Me, a modern retelling of Medusa. So I've just taken the classic myth of Medusa and just modernized it, because I thought our girl has not had her story told as a protagonist, and she deserves it.
I'm booking my tickets right now. If you can hear that tapping, listener, that's me literally on it right now. Excellent. Well, that's brilliant. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm just at Anaïs Gralpois. So you just take my name. It's really simple, because apparently no one else has this name, which is great. But yeah, if you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Sometimes I post there, especially when I'm going through a mental breakdown. So
that's what TikTok's for.
Yeah.
And if you need any spelling reassurances with that, listener, just check our show notes. So thank you very much. And thank you, listener, for tuning in to another episode of Telling Tinder Tales. Please do give us a review on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Give us 5 stars. It really makes a difference to an up-and-coming podcast like ours. If you give us 5 stars, I will tune your ukulele. But if you give us 1 star, I will break your plates and maybe your head. And most importantly, tell someone about it. Tell someone the old-fashioned way. You know, next time you're in A&E with a cracked head open, or your partner's giving birth, you go, hey, this reminds me of a fabulous podcast I've been listening to. And your wife will go, not now. And you go, no, now. You all need to listen to this. I want my child coming into the world listening to Telling Tinder Tales, all right? And, of course, listener, we would love to hear your story. Just like Annie's, please slip into our DMs. Say hello, get in touch at tellingtindertales@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed. And give us a follow on Instagram or TikTok at Telling Tinder Tales. So I think all that's really left to say now is goodbye. Say goodbye, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Telling Tinder Tales is hosted and produced by me, Chris O'Neill, and Thomasin Lockwood. Produced and edited by Lucy Regan, with music by Kinkas Moreira. It's a Jesters Comedy Dublin production and is no way affiliated with or endorsed by Tinder. If you have a story to tell, please get in touch. Details are in the show notes. And if you like us, instead of swiping right, follow us on Instagram and or TikTok at Telling Tinder Tales.